everyone. My name is Gurumurthy, Assistant Professor Commerce, Government Postgraduate College, Magadi. Today, I am going to discuss about Goods and Services Tax in India, GST. This is for MCOM level presentations. Let's begin with what is tax. Tax is a levy compulsorily paid by a person on his earning or her earning. The existing structure of the country before introducing the GST or direct tax and indirect tax. Direct tax imposed on person impact on the same person. Impact and imposed on the same person means the same person, the tax is imposed, he has to pay for it. But under indirect tax, imposed on one person, impact on the other person. Here there are two parties here. Imposed one, impact on the other. That other party pay tax to the government is known as indirect tax. But direct tax consists of income tax, corporate tax, wealth and gift tax. Now, wealth tax has been abolished from 2017. Indirect tax, before introducing GST, central government and state government impose certain or multiple indirect taxes on goods and services. The central government indirect taxes are central excise duty, commercial tax, VAT, value added tax, then food tax, service tax, sale tax, surcharge, entertainment tax, etc. In the state government also imposing similar tax on goods and services. Similarly, VAT, value added tax, central sales tax, entertainment tax, entry tax, luxury tax, etc. Now, this is some of the difficulties experienced by the businessmen as well as the government. That government has planned to introduce GST in the lieu of multiple indirect taxes. Now let us discuss with evolution of GST Act in India. Evolution means beginning, when it was started. The GST was started in 1954. The first country GST introduced was France. At present, more than 164 countries across the world have adopted GST. Most of the countries, depending on their own socio-economic formation, have introduced national level GST or dual GST. This is depending upon their own socio-economic formations and conditions. If the country can feel better, go for only one GST or else go for dual GST. But in our country, we are all federal system, we are following dual GST model. Let's now next begins with in India, when it was started in India, the first GST idea, it is a brainchild of Dr. Chidambaram was the finance minister. 2006-7 budget, he proposed that GST would be introduced from 1st April 2010. It was mentioned in his finance or in the budget speech 2006. That means the GST, the first pronounced in Indian Parliament in at the time of budgeting, presenting the budget 2006 and 7, proposed that the GST would be or proposed that GST would be introduced from 1st April 2010. Then joint working group of officials having representative of state as well as center were set up to examine various aspects of GST, draw reports, especially exemption, threshold limits of taxation, services, etc. To look into that, all the aspect, pros and cons of GST, one committee constituted that representative of the state as well as center. In 2009, this committee constituted in 2009. The features of the proposed GST has formed on the basis of discussions between center and state. Now it begins 2006-7. Now in the 2010-9, there are number of hurdles have been faced. Therefore, GST implemented in 2017. The journey of GST starts from 2006. As I was mentioned that in 2006, GST proposed in the finance budgets, to implement in 2010. Second, known as 2009, the discussions paper was released. This committee had prepared a report. That report about pros and cons of various aspects of the GST. That 2009 second round, that the proposed or the discussions paper was released. In 2011, discussions 115th Amendment Bill introduced and subsequently lapsed. One bill was introduced in 115 amendments. This is an amendment bill, but the bill is collapsed. That period. Fourth stage, that Indian Constitution's Amendment Bill 122 introduced in the Lok Sabha 2014. This bill succeeded. That means in the fourth journey, 122nd Amendment Bill was introduced in the Lok Sabha in 2014 regarding discussions of GST. 2016 August, the Constitution's 101 Amendment. Don't confuse. That was a bill. This is a Constitution Amendment 101 Act was passed. There are number of sections, incorporated, inserted in this amendment. In 2000, that is known as fifth journey. The sixth is known as GST Council meeting. Now, sixth journey in 2016, after amendment 101 amendment, in 2016 September, first GST Council meeting was held. Then GST Council recommended the CGST, SGST, IGST and UTGST and Compensation Cess Act in the 7th or the March 2017. March 2017. Next, 8th journey, April 2017, CGST, IGST, UTGST and Compensation Cess Act passed. Here is known as this act recommended by this committee. GST Council constituted 2016 September, 2017 March, this committee recommended these are all the GST structure in our country. Then April 2007, Parliament has act passed regarding CGST Act, SGST Act, IGST Act passed in April 2017. May 2017, GST Council recommends all the rules, not act, all the rules relating to, there are 115 plus rules are there, recommends all the rules. And all the state except Jammu and Kashmir, all the state except Jammu and Kashmir passed their SGST Act, passed the SGST Act on 30th June 2017. More than 50% of the state government accepted to introduce GST. Hence, now GST launched on 1st July 2017. After launching GST 2017, 8th July 2017, Jammu and Kashmir in pause this particular SGST Act accepting GST. Now this is the journey from 2006 to 1st July 2017. How many GST acts are there? Initially, there are 35 act and 159 rules. Why there are 35 but it was mentioned 34? Why means including Jammu and Kashmir, total states is 29. There are 29, I am talking about origin. There are 29 states, 29 SGST Act, 7 union territory out of 2 state legislatures, Delhi and Puducherry, 2 Act, 29 plus 2, 31. Then 5 union territories, 5 union territories, it is 1 Act together. Central Government Act is 1, CGST, IGST Act is 1, Compositions Act is total 35. Recently, Article 370 has removed the status of Jammu and Kashmir state and increases union territory from 7 to 8. However, at present, there are 34 CGST Act and 159 more than rules, 159 plus more rules. 28 state passing that SGST Act 28, 8 union territory of which 2 state legislatures, Delhi and Puducherry or else Pondicherry 2, 28 plus 2, 30. Then 5 union territory together is known as only 1. It is known as, 6 union territory. It is known as 1 and CGST Act is 1, IGST Act is 1, compensation is 1. In together, there are 34 CG or 34 GST Act and rules more than 159. GST Act in India genesis. As early I told, in India constitutions, First Amendment Act 2016, which paved way for introduction of GST. That is the beginning. But 2006, just it was mentioned in the finance bill budget. 2000 introduced in 2010, but could not due to several hassles or difficulties. 2009 constituted a committee look after this. That submitted a report and starts from 2014 amendments 122. That amendment bill he is introducing GST. Hence 101 amendment, Constitution's amendment 2016 is the paved way for introduction of GST. Then GST came into force 1st July 2017 throughout India under dual GST model. The GST is governed by GST Council and its chairman, Union Finance Minister of India. Students, please aware of this. Who is the chairman of GST Council means Union Finance Minister is always by default. Whoever may be the finance minister of Union government become the chairman of GST Council. Why I am focusing this? Most of the time, at the time of Viva also, some of the students are doing project on GST. They do not know who is the chairman of GST Council. Please make a note of it. The Union Finance Minister by default is the chairman of GST Council. Next, definition of GST under Constitution 101 Amendment Act 2017 and under Section 366 12A, Goods and Services Tax. What is that goods and services tax? Is any tax on supply of goods or services or both. Here is three components should be remembered. It is any tax on supply of goods or service or both, except tax on supply of alcoholic liquor for human consumption. This topic come to little later, alcoholic liquor for human consumption. Try to understand the concept is, it is supply of goods and service and or both. It is applicable both goods and services. The above definition clearly says that it applies throughout India, supplying goods and services are both, and it is a destination based tax. Why it is called destination based tax means ultimately the consumer has to pay. Ultimately the consumer has to pay. If the manufacturer collect the GST from the distributor, distributor collect the GST from the trader, wholesaler, whatever that is retailer, then retailer collect the GST from the ultimate consumer. Therefore, it is a destination based tax, or else it is also called consumption based tax. If it is a consumed in particular state, then it goes to central government as well as the state government. We will discuss it little later. Now try to understand the concept is GST is any tax on supply of goods or service or both, except a tax on supply of alcohol liquor for human consumption. It is a single point of the time of consumption, as earlier mentioned that it is a single point. Next, known as GST Act in India, that we already discussed. Okay. Next, known as the present tax system in India. At the present, the tax system only two. One is direct tax, another one is indirect tax. In that direct tax, income tax, corporate tax, and gift tax is also there. Indirect tax, one nation, one tax, known as GST. However, different rates are there, but tax is one, that is GST, 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 goods and services tax. What are those indirect taxes subsumed under GST? All the tax subsumed comes under GST. It becomes GST. Central government tax, all the central government known as, it is a commercial tax, VAT, food tax, service tax. All these tax are subsumed under GST. Similarly, state government also, what we have discussed in the list of indirect taxes, subsumed under GST. It may be VAT, it may be excise, it may be entertainment, it may be a luxury tax, advertisement tax. All these known as service tax is subsumed under GST, one Austria, etc. That means only one tax known as GST. That GST, another is known as IGST. It is integrated goods and services act, but one state to another. If the goods move on to one state to another state. Next, tax not subsumed under GST. What are those tax not subsumed under GST? Sir, we are paying only direct tax and indirect tax. Why other tax are existing now? Example, road tax. If you buy a vehicle, you have to pay road tax along with GST. Why, sir, these This is a, it is a, whatever the existing, the rate of the respective state government has to maintain. Therefore, it is kept outside GST. Then export duty, basic custom duty. Basic custom duty applicable at the time of importing the goods or exporting the goods. That basic custom duty is imposed on the goods imported to India or exported from India to abroad or other countries. Is there. Toll tax is there. You are experiencing from journey from Bangalore to Devanhalli, you are paying a toll tax is not exempted. Then stamp duty. In case of purchasing a property, we have to pay the stamp duty, whatever that is existing rate prevailing in the state government. Therefore, property tax. Now the BBMP is announcing without fine or without offering the discount to pay the property tax up to end of this month. Therefore, property tax is not so subsumed under GST. Then what are those tax not subsumed? Basic custom duty, property duties, then road tax, toll tax, stamp duties. These are all the passenger tax is kept outside the ambit of GST, means not subsumed. Some of the goods kept outside, that is okay, tax not subsumed. Goods kept outside is a sin goods. One is known as alcohol fit for human consumption. It is a excess duty applicable. Why it is kept outside means our main motto is to be social welfare. Of course, alcohol fit for human consumption is not the main motto of uh, uh, state welfare. Therefore, this is called as sin goods, is kept outside the purview of GST. Second, electricity, power to tax remaining with the state government because it is a necessity. 5. Petroleum products, crude oil, diesel, petrol, natural gas. These items likely to be included under GST regime in the near future. At present, this kept outside the regime of GST. Next, uh, tobacco. Tobacco is a part of GST, but it is a tobacco, the cigarette is kept outside purview of GST. Entertainment tax levied by local authorities is kept outside. Of course, entertainment tax include, but in the local authority entertainment tax is kept outside the purview of GST. Real estate sector, GST will not be levied on immovable property. Immovable property. It is only a movable property as per GST definitions. Then silent features of GST. What are they? Now already explained the meaning of GST. We could classify or identify the silent feature of GST. First one, GST would be applicable on supply of goods and services or service or goods or both. Goods means any kind of movable property. Very careful. Section 2, subsection 5 to 8. That says known as it is only a movable properties. One place to another place. If the land is not a movable property from one place to another place. Building is not a movable property from one place to another place. This is kept outside the purview of GST. The land and building, that is a stamp duty will apply, not GST. Second, it is based on consumption tax. As earlier I told, consumption based tax means consumer has to pay. Consumer has to pay. If that particularly the goods is moved from Bangalore to Tamil Nadu. If the Tamil Nadu, the particular consumer, purchase the goods for consumption, that government, state government and central government has to share the same. Not the person, the consuming one who consuming the item, he has to pay the tax. Here is consumptions and also it is a destination based tax. Very careful, we have to deal with this thing. Where the person board, the tax is applicable to the state. For example, if you board train from Bangalore to Chennai, you purchase some goods in train uh, in the jurisdiction of Chennai. Before you getting down from the train, at that point you pay the tax. The tax goes to Karnataka government, or even flight also, up to the moment when you board, where you board from Mumbai, where you board from Delhi, where you board from Chennai airport, you fly to America, whatever you food items, whatever you purchased from the flight, it goes to Chennai, not it is an IGST applicable. Very careful, it is a destiny based tax, means where you board the train or where you board the flight, where you board the particular area, even you travel across jurisdictions, it goes to the where you board the state, that state government and the central government, that is GST will applicable. These things will be discussed with the practical exam. Will discuss in detail. Work codes practical examples. Next, replacement. It replacement all indirect taxes. All indirect taxes we are at the subsumed. It is a dual system. I told India is a federal system. Therefore, one tax goes to central government and the state government. We are introducing dual GST, that is CGST and SGST. In case of Union Territory, it is UTGST. And it is a integrated goods. One state to another state. It move on to one state to another state. Therefore, it is called IGST. IGST. It is called if the goods sold from Bangalore to Chennai or Tamil Nadu, move from Karnataka border to Tamil Nadu border. But the GST is applicable is known as IGST. GST is applicable known as IGST. It is not relating to transport, not relating to individual. It is relating to goods transport. For example, a furniture transport from Bangalore to Chennai, that is IGST will applicable. Next, continuation. Import of goods and services always treated as IGST. Always treated as IGST. Wherever it is a rate is given, you follow accordingly. If the rate is not given, standard IGST rate is 18%. Export and supplies. All the export and supplies to SCZ, to XCZ and SCZ unit would be treated as zero rated. Please make a note of it. If you supplies, you sell your unit to SCZ zero rated, you cannot charge GST. Suppose if you purchase any input from SCZ, then IGST will be applicable. For example, the manufacturer in Bangalore producing certain goods, these inputs is purchased from SCZ Mysore. At that time, this manufacturer has to pay IGST. If the same manufacturer produce the goods sold to SCZ of Mysore, cannot charge GST. Very careful. Now, when you supply product to SCZ, no GST. When you procure some input or items, whatever purchased from SCZ, you have to pay IGST. Input tax credit system is also available in the GST taxes. What is input tax credit is very lengthy and we'll discuss with examples. If there is, it is a beauty of the GST is known as input tax credit. Advantages or benefits of GST, or benefits to the government, benefits to the businessman, benefits to the customers. Now, benefits to the government, it is simple and easy to administer. One GST is enough, one particular administrator maintaining it. Better control of leakages, because GST payment over the online, through online mode only, whatever GST filing and GST payment, tax payment through online. Next, so therefore there is no any intermediate or changing the transaction is not possible. Therefore there is no leakages. Maximum collection of GST for the government. higher revenue efficiency. True. GST will reduce black money. That's true because online it is a white and white only. One India, one market. That will the beauty of GST. For the consumer, how will get the benefits? Sir? Single, GST, it is a transparent tax appropriate value of the goods, only one GST tax. Okay, there is no such complication, cascading effect consumer will get. That is known as at some better relief from different tax rates. I mean, different indirect taxes. Relief in overall tax burden. That's true. Overall tax burden, sometimes we commercial situations. Example taken. Indirect tax on goods 27% to 32%, earlier it was there. Indirect tax and service charges 15% is there. Total 32 plus 15, it is a 47%. Knowingly or unknowingly we are paying tax to the government. After implementation of GST, the highest rate is 28% for luxury goods. That is, the standard is 18% only. Difference between it is 47 and 28. It comes to some 19% we could save through introduction of GST. Or in case of some normal cases, it is known as only 18% is applicable. Advantages to the businessman: easy compliances, uniformity in the tax rate structure, removal of cascading effect, tax and tax effect, improved competitiveness among the business, gain manufacturing and export also encouraging because zero rated and better movement of goods from one place to another place. There is no any such case of legal barrier or hurdles. Okay, it is another important area we are now touch upon is known as structure of GST or model of GST, dual GST model or method. First one is on intra-state. Intra means within the state. Within means movement of goods within the state from one district to another district. For example, from Bangalore to Tumkur, Bangalore to Shimaga, Bangalore to Dharwad, Bangalore to Mysore, Bangalore to Kolar, and so on. This is known as intra-state or within the state of Chennai, within the state of Mumbai, within the state of Hyderabad, within the state of Telangana. Now this is intra-state, means within the state. That GST applicable to one is CGST, another one is SGST. Or if it is a movement within the state, known as UGST, in the place of SGST, it is UGST. Or known as in the Delhi, movement goods, Delhi and around Delhi, two states will be applicable. That is known as SGST and CGST. Even moving goods around Andaman and Nicobar, it is a union territory. Therefore, it is a CGST and UTGST. Even Lakshadweep also. Next known as interstate. ER means between the state, one state to another state. The location is one state. Location and place of supply between one state to another state. Between Karnataka to Chennai, or between Karnataka to Hyderabad, or from Hyderabad to Chennai or Karnataka or Mumbai. Now, between one state to another state, that too integrated goods and service tax will apply. This is very important at this juncture. Try to understand the GST model. Now we are in the federal system. Dual GST is applicable, one CGST and SGST. However, if the goods move within the state, if the goods move from one state to another state, now IGST will applicable. Type of, okay, it is explained already in the previous slide. The literature has been given, even go through it if not easy, any difficulties. Commencement of CGST and SGST, how to treat for tax purpose. From the state of India, now it is intrastate within state, any state. Now CGST and SGST, interstate IGST, union territory same treatment, union territory without legislature UTGST and CGST, and even between one union territory to another state, it is known as interstate supply. Okay, GST payment process. Supply of goods and services, the trader collect not only price but also GST. GST which include the maximum, including GST the price, cost plus price, including the price. Then he recover, right, supply of goods, he recovered the both, wherever he seller also selling the other dealer, recovering cost means GST price and GST. Then this process go on, till ultimate consumer. The dealer sell to the ultimate consumer, collect both cost price as well as GST, price as well as GST. This is known as ultimately who has to pay that the particular, the dealer has to pay the tax to the government. We will discuss later on. In the reverse method, of course, it is applicable for the e-commerce operator. Only collect the price, then the receiver has to pay the tax to the government. We will discuss in little later. Composition levy anti-profiteering. If there is a inclusive of GST, the rate was mentioned known as 100 rupees. A dealer sell beyond that, there is a fine imposing by the government. Therefore, be careful about the dealers. Whatever the person who involving in the transactions can't sell behind that, the rate it was mentioned in the product. If you more than that, they can, impose penalty as well as imprisonment also. Evasion up to 2 crores, that is even, it is a bailable offense. It is not a very, very tough. Therefore, very careful about even for the product which are very GST items. What that impact basis? Impact analysis means respect to the rate of tax. Impact is rate of tax. It must be done when the rate are finalized with GST Council. There is no whims and fancies. We cannot change immediately. Should we go to GST Council? GST Council has to, work out this. Then we will finalize the rates. It may be 12%. Earlier it was 18%. Now comes to 12%. Now GST. Now this year is 28th of this month. They are going to be, convene the GST meeting for changing the GST rate of imports, livestock, trucks or came oxygen. Therefore, GST Council is ultimate, has to convene the meeting, and it has goes to GST Council has to finalize the GST rates. The pricing of the GST also, the rate also, the rate 8 now is 5%, 12%, 18% and 28%. This rate also, that revision, everything is cannot be all of a suddenly it goes to GST Council, then GST Council will review, then it is approved by Parliament or that is government. GST Council, who are all there in the GST Council? Chairman, who is the chairman? Union Finance Minister. Next, other member from the center, the Minister of the State or Finance or Revenue. Therefore, there are 2 members from the Union government. One is Union Finance Minister, another one is Minister of State for Finance or Revenue. Then Vice Chairman from one of the State Finance Minister. Now there are 28 states are there. Any 28 states, the Finance Minister of the 28 states, one representing, chosen among the member. Among the 28 member, chosen you be a Vice Chairman or Vice Chairperson of this GST Council. Therefore, that is a chairperson from the State Finance Minister. Therefore, there are 28, one represent as a Vice Chairperson. Then members, State Finance Minister or taxations, any other minister, even State Finance Minister becomes the member. Total 28 states, 28 member, one becomes the Vice Chairperson, 27 plus 1, 28 plus 1, 29 plus 1, 30. 30 means there are 28 plus 2, 30 members in GST Council. For GST Council meeting, there should be, one half of the total number of the members of the Goods and Services Tax Council. It is a 50% strength should be, if it must be. For the voting, 1/3 from the central and 2/3 from the state. It is a mandatory. Total, there are 7, 2/3 majority for voting, 1/3 majority. In total, whatever that passing, 75% of the voting should be present. 75% for passing any the rate whatever that is, not less than 75%, that is 3/4 majorities. Next, GST Council functions or recommendations. What are those functions? As I already mentioned that the tax, cess, surcharges, whatever those taxes should be subsumed under GST. Which are the tax should be subsumed in the sense known as it should be involved, should be cancelled, should be subsumed under GST, should be decided by the GST Council. Second, the goods and services that must be subject to exempted. Those goods should be exempted from the GST, and those goods should be exempted, zero rated, should be decided in the GST Council. These are the recommendations by GST Council, functions of the GST Council. The date from which the specified petroleum product should be subject to GST. Of course, it is a tough, it takes time, but when GST Council decide, then the petroleum product also comes under the regime of GST. That of course recommendations by the GST Council. Model GST law. There are dual model or single model that could be defined by the GST Council or the functions. Then the threshold limit also. Threshold limit means aggregate turnover for registrations, uh, and then for the normal state as well as for a special category state, northeastern states, that could be categorized or it be treated by the decided by the GST Council. Their function. For example, now at present there are increases from 20 lakhs to 40 lakhs threshold limit. Up to 40, any not a compulsory register on GST. Even in case of special category state, from 10 lakh to 20 lakhs, it is options to them to get registered under GST. Now these are all the things will be decided in the GST committee, that recommended by the GST committee. The rates also, the floor rates also decided by the GST committee. In a specific rate to special rate to the period to cess, everything. Compensations also, compensation to the state government in case of loss of revenue, that how much etc. should be defined by, recommended by the GST Council. Any other matter to the goods and services tax, the GST Council will be decided. These are the recommendations or the functions of GST Councils. Thank you.